Hello, everybody, and welcome in live. I am your host, Matthew Miller. I'm actually here virtually today. This is a virtual background. I know it's the same as my normal one, but we are here virtually. And Texas gets a gigantic win, 52-0. I'll throw that up there. 0-0-0-0-0. No, whatever way you want to slice it, Texas wins this game 52-0. Thank you for being here. Again, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. I'm here every Saturday after every game, no matter the result. Win, loss, draw, I'm here. No draws anymore. So win or loss, I will be here. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. It really helps out with the community we are trying to grow and build here. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Like I said, it really helps out, guys. Thank you for that. I'm going to throw this up here as a reminder. Also, guys, remember, Mark just released his new Patreon. Every month, it's a Patreon bet, $99 a month. I know it seems steep, but it's not. When you're making, they were up $7,300 if you were to make a bet on all their bets last year at $100 a game. That includes Steve Dace's pick over at the Michigan podcast. It includes Mark's picks. It includes Steve Merrill's picks. It includes Matt Zemek picks. They know what they're talking about over there. So go to patreon.com and check that out. If you don't want to choose the bet Patreon one, you can choose the other tiers that we have over on patreon.com. MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football. Check that out. And then Monday, every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mark Rogers himself on the main channel. He will talk whatever you want. You can call in to discuss whatever you want. Please go over there to Mark. It's a great show. I tune in from time to time when I can, obviously during work hours, but I love to listen to it when I can. Mark knows what he's talking about. He does a great job. He will be here every Monday through Friday. At that time, he will be here after all the games on Saturday, and I believe he's coming out with a Sunday morning show. But now it is time to talk Texas. If we have comments about anything else, I will answer it because I've been watching college football all day. Texas wins this game 52-0. Guys, I was thoroughly impressed with the defense. We will talk about that, and of course, the offensive side of the ball. Actually, let's just jump into it. So Texas, we're just going to talk about the offense right now, 52-0 versus Colorado State. So offensively for Texas, I wanted to see efficiency in the running and passing game. I said Quinn Ewers versus this secondary, which is not very good. We discussed that in the preview show. I'm here Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, breaking it down. Now, next week, I will be here I will be here Tuesday and Thursday talking Michigan of next week. So no Monday show, Tuesday and Thursday with Michigan. We have a call-in show Thursday too. So again, like and subscribe. But overall, very impressed with the defense. But again, let's talk the offense first. Quinn Ewers, 74% completion percentage. I said I needed to see at least 68% versus a very bad Colorado State secondary. He delivered 20 of 27, over 300 yards passing, and 13 yards per attempt. That's very impressive for Quinn Ewers. Per completion. That's very impressive. 20 of 27, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now, let's talk about that interception. We talked about Quinn's ability sometimes to read a defense, and it can be questionable. And I think I said it. That was a comment we got in the preview show, and I agreed with that to a certain extent. But what I really believe is it's about confidence with Quinn. And right there was a perfect example. He steps up in the pocket, which he didn't used to do. Great job with that. He looks like he's about to unleash the trigger. He has Amari Niblack running over the middle. Instead, he takes too long, and then when he decides to throw it, it gets tipped and intercepted. If he has the confidence to step up and fire with accuracy like he does most of the time, he's an accurate quarterback. That's a completion. Might be a touchdown. Amari Niblack is very athletic at the tight end position. If he breaks a tackle, it's going to be a touchdown there. So that's something from Quinn I need to see more of. That's the only bad decision he made the whole game. Everything else was beautiful. He had an unreal no-look pass, which in real time, I was like the only one to catch that apparently because the announcers didn't seem thrilled about it. When I saw it, I was like, holy crap. I jumped out of my chair. I was like, wow, that's a hell of a throw by Quinn to Matthew Golden, who had 2 touchdowns on the day as well. Now it's going to happen. People are going to jump on this Matthew Golden train. Go back to 2 or 3 months ago. I was telling people he was the second best wide receiver on this team. I was trying to tell you. I watched him at Houston. He did not have the quarterback at Houston. He didn't have the other skilled players around him at Houston. This guy's a legit NFL wide receiver. He's a very good player. And you're going to see this. I think he's going to have 8 to 10 touchdowns this year for this Texas team. I really believe that. He's very, very good. He's tough. He's got good hands, good route running. He's honestly a complete overall wide receiver. He's like a B overall wide receiver. And I will take that every day of the week. So really impressive by him. it was pretty cool seeing Isaiah Bond mid-route fix his helmet and catch a touchdown. Absolutely filthy route. The defender got a little bit of face mask. He fixes it, runs the corner out to the end zone, touchdown. Beautiful pass by Quinn there. And then the other touchdown to Matthew Golden that wasn't the no look. I agree with the guy. Colorado State guys like this, and Quinn just puts it right over his right shoulder into Matthew Golden's hands. Beautiful pass by Quinn Ewers. Again, it was just the one mistake by him, but overall really good from him and the guys in the wide receiving. And Gunnar Helm came in with a couple catches as well. I believe a big 37-yarder on one of those drives. So overall, very good there. Now, let's talk about the offensive line, because I did see some things. Again, it's hard to tell watching first time through about the offensive line, so I'll go back and watch. And when we talk about the preview show with the Michigan boys, I'll break that down a little bit further. Obviously, I'll use my own eyes. I'll use other people's grading skills. PFF, I think, does an okay job. Alex Dunlap from Orange Bloods does a pretty good job too. So I'm going to check out the grades. I'm going to use my own eyes. From what I saw just off of first glance, Cole Hudson, to me, seemed to be a better guard in this game than both Hayden Conner and DJ Campbell. That's just what I saw on TV. Again, when I go back and watch this and slow it down and actually focus in on the guard and center position, I'll be able to tell. But to me, Cole Hudson looked like the best guard we have on the team. And then it's probably DJ Campbell and then Hayden Conner, but those two are very close. But just right off the bat, I think Cole Hudson is our best guard. Jake Majors, my dude, what did we say in the preview? Or what did I say in the preview? No, I don't want to see any snap infractions. What did I see immediately from Jake Majors? 2 snap infractions by Jake Majors. You are a fifth-year senior, my brother. You are a fifth-year senior. You cannot be having snap infractions. That is 2 too many. It's enough. That's it. That's your 2 for the year. You shouldn't even have had those 2. That's ridiculous for a fifth-year center to be having those. But overall, I can't complain too much. They did a pretty good job in the passing game. I think Quinn only got sacked once, and there was only a couple pressures, but he had, for the most part, all day to throw to his weapons. But overall, like I said, I'll take another sneak peek and look at the inside of the offensive line. The outside was fantastic. Cam Williams and Kelvin Banks mauled people in the run game pretty well, and then also did fantastic in the passing game. It's the interior that I worry about. I don't worry about Jake Majors when the play is happening. I worry about it beforehand, like we saw with the snap infractions. And then in the running game, DJ Campbell, Hayden Conner have to be better. Cole Hudson, I thought, was pretty good. We'll have to go back and look, like I said. But overall, not too bad for the first game of the year for the Texas offensive line. Obviously, the biggest jump you will have, guys, is from week 1 to week 2 throughout your whole team. So I expect a pretty big jump going next week into Michigan. And I also believe, just like they did versus Rice last year before the Alabama game, that this team probably wasn't, preparing that much for Colorado State. So that's what makes this impressive. You're not preparing that much for Colorado State, and you would still go out there, execute, win 52-0. Overall, fantastic performance. I'm nitpicking at this point, guys. I really am on the offensive side of the ball. Other than the 2 snap infractions, really good job. And other than the Quinn Ewers, just needs to be more confident there and step up and deliver the ball instead of second-guessing himself. Fantastic job. I really can't complain. Really good job by the offense. Now, the defense. This is where I get very, very excited, guys. Very excited. Texas's defense, up until the last, 2 minutes of the game, did not allow Colorado State to pass midfield. Colorado State never passed midfield, guys, ever. That is thoroughly, thoroughly impressive by this defense. And the only reason they passed midfield is because we went for it and gave them the ball on the 37 or 38-yard line. So they only had to get 13 yards to get past midfield. So fantastic job by Texas. Texas might have played one of the best quarterbacks they will play, and they might have played the best wide receiver they played. So overall, really good job. I thought it was very telling to me that Jay Norvell ran the ball a lot more than they did last year, like way more. Justin Marshall had 25 carries for 106 yards and 4.2 yards per carry. A little bit too much on the average yards per carry. I will say this, you can definitely tell a drop-off from the interior of this defensive line, but the linebackers stepped up. Benda and Hill look better than they did last year. Obviously, I knew Anthony Hill, but Benda might have had the hit of the day just college football-wise on that stick in the backfield there against the running back. So very impressive by the linebackers. Very, I would say, average job on the interior of the defensive line. Another thing I'm going to have to go back and watch again closely. I thought Alfred Collins definitely was the best player on the interior. Vernon Broughton did have a very nice pass rush there and then batting the ball down. But overall, very average there. We also didn't get very much of a pass rush with the edges, which kind of stinks. But again, very vanilla. I think you're going to see a lot of more stunts in games inside versus Michigan and outside with the exterior pass rushers versus Michigan. But Brandon Fowler, Nick Colosi, 10 of 18, 59 yards and an interception. That's really good, guys. This team was 17th in the country in passing yards per game last year. That's according to teamrankings.com. You can check that out. Now, another site, NCAA.com, had him 9th, and someone else had him 13th. So they're somewhere between 9 and 17 in the country in yards passing per game. But that's still really good by Texas to allow them only 59 plus 15, so 60 or 74 yards passing in the game held to between the two quarterbacks. That's a phenomenal job, and they had 2 interceptions, one at the end of the game in the end zone to keep the shutout. And then Jahdae Barron, let's talk about this. So there was much to be made about where Jahdae Barron would play. I think it's pretty clear he's going to be the boundary cornerback, and I love that. I love that move there. Jahdae Barron, you see him, no one lines up on the boundary with him, so he's able to use his instincts, drop back, read the cover, read the route, and then haul ass back there and make a play on the ball. Phenomenal instincts by Jahdae Barron. I think that's pretty funny because Malik Muhammad kind of said the same thing. He said, I trust that guy over there. I have really good instincts. He has really good instincts. So we're going to be able to come down with some balls because of our instincts. And he was right. That was a great play by Jahdae Barron. I think Jahdae Barron will be a safety at the next level for that same reason. Great instincts, can make plays on the ball. Really good interception by Jahdae Barron. Overall, I was thoroughly impressed. Manny Muhammad didn't get many opportunities, but when he did, he came down, made plays on the ball, and made tackles. Anthony Hill was great in this game. Let's see how many tackles he had on the day, if I can find it. Defensively, he had 4 tackles, so not as many as I thought, but Jalen Gilbo at the nickelback position, taking over that spot for Jahdae Barron, had 8. He was really good in this game as well. Honestly, the guys that stuck out to me in this defense were both the linebackers, Jalen Gilbo and Manny Muhammad and Jahdae Barron. So overall, really good. Like I said, they held a guy, in my opinion, I don't know. I'm trying to think. He might be the second or third best wide receiver. Torrey Horton had 5 receptions for 31 yards. This guy went for over 1,000 yards last year. I think he was like top 5 or top 6 in yards per catch as well amongst qualified wide receivers. So you held a guy that, other than Barry and Brown at Kentucky, was probably the best wide receiver you will face all year, to 5 for 31. So that's a phenomenal job by this Texas defense overall. Again, I think they can shore up the running lanes and the running and the gaps that they played. There were poor gap integrity plays by the Texas defense on certain plays that I think they can fix. Again, this team is not going to be – they were top 5 in every rushing metric or against the rush metric that you wanted to look at last year. So that's not going to happen with this defense. What you're going to see, in my opinion, is 2 years ago with Keandre Coburn and Moro Ojimo, they were in, I believe, the 20 to 30 range. I think that's more realistic for this rushing defense. And if this passing defense can take a big step up like they did today, if they just play like this the whole year and the rushing defense takes a slight step up from today, this defense will be light years better than it was last year. Light years. And this offense is scary, guys. Way more depth, way more speed, and just more all-around talent. There's 3 tight ends I believe in on this roster. There's 6 wide receivers I believe in on this roster. There's 6 offensive linemen. I'm not going to say 7 because I didn't really see Neto play that much today. And if he did, he didn't come out and make an impact like I thought he would. So there's 6 offensive linemen I believe in. There's 2 quarterbacks I believe in. Arch Manning looked phenomenal. Uses athleticism, has a very strong arm, makes smart decisions. This offense is going to be very good. At worst, they're like the 10th best offense in the country. And then I think the defense will probably be in the 25 to 35 range. And guess what, guys? If the offense can take even a bigger step up and not be top 10, if they can be top 5 and that defense is 25 to 35, like I think it can be and will be, this team can win the national championship. And that's not an overreaction. That's something I've been saying the whole offseason. Again, rush gap integrity a little bit better, and that's really the only change on defense I need to see. And obviously, we're going to need it next week. We play a really big bullying type team up in Ann Arbor. It's going to be a hell of a game. Interested to see what that spread's going to look like and how they play tonight. I will be watching that game closely. It looks like Davis Warren will be the quarterback for them. I did watch a little bit of that spring game for Michigan, and he processes things better than Alec Orji, so I think they probably made the right decision in going up against this Texas team. Overall, Not much to say, guys. Ryan Niblett got a couple carries too, so I thought that was smart by Steve Sarkisian. I would like to see him used a little bit more in the offense because he's got good speed. He can play in the backfield. Look at his high school tape. He could play running back. He can play wide receiver. So overall, I think use him a little bit more. Use Silas Bolden a little bit more, and maybe Sark was keeping him, healthy for the Michigan game, but we'll see. But it's pretty clear to me that it'll be Isaiah Bond, Matthew Golden, and then find another third guy to step up in a bigger role. But those two guys are studs. They'll be fine. And then we're going to rotate the other four in as need be and figure out their roles. Jonte Cook had a couple catches in this game as well. He had a big one, which Arch Manning came in. Ryan Wingo was actually the leading wide receiver at the end of the game, 4 receptions, 70 yards. At the end of the year, I think you'll see him getting more reps, but right now I just don't think he's 100% ready. Gunnar Helm, like I said, 2 receptions, 42 yards. And I got to say this. I don't know if this guy's watching, listening, but I got a comment when I said Gunnar Helm will lead the teams in snaps. And someone said, well, Amari Niblack will be more productive. Guys, if I think someone will lead the team in snaps, I think the production will be about equal, most likely, because that room is talented and because Gunnar Helm is a better blocker. That's what I said to that guy. And guess what, guys? Gunnar Helm still had better stats. 2 receptions, 42 yards. Amari Niblack, 1 reception, 7 yards. There was a video going around of Amari Niblack against the sled blocking, and he had to redo it 3 times because he's just not a good blocker. I know how this guy's going to be used. He's going to be used as like a decoy, or someone you split out wide and attack with if they have a linebacker or safety. That's how you're going to use him. Gunnar Helm's going to be the every down tight end. Like if there's one tight end on the field, it will be Gunnar Helm, unless it's split out wide. That's the only scenario. But if you need that guy in at the end of the line of scrimmage and it's only one tight end, it's Gunnar Helm. And I didn't even think Juan Davis, and we saw that. It was Juan Davis or Amari Niblack on the opening depth chart. I wasn't shocked by that. Everything coming out of camp said that was happening. The only thing, honestly, that was iffy to me that didn't happen that I thought was going to happen is I thought Silas Bolden was going to get more involved because he's been bragged about ever since he got on campus. Everyone else that was bragged about got put in the game. Jalen Gilbo started at nickelback. I said he was going to be the breakout player for Texas on defense. I said Gunnar Helm was going to be the breakout player on offense. So I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised at Jahdae Barron sliding out to corner, and I think he'll play some reps at safety. I said that 5 months ago. There was no reason for him to come back if he just wanted to be a nickelback. He wanted to show his versatility so he'd get drafted higher in the NFL. And then when I heard Silas Bolden, I thought, oh, we'll see more of him because guess what? Ryan Wingo, 4 receptions, 70 yards. We saw more of him than you would think of a freshman because we've been hearing about him, but you really didn't see much from Silas Bolden. So I'm interested to see if he was played up more than he is actually going to be involved in the offense, or is just a week one thing. He's small. You don't want to get him hurt. You want to use him more going into the season. That'll be interesting. Jaden Blue gave me a scare, guys, when he landed on his stomach, but it was pretty clear he just lost his wind there, got the wind knocked out of him, and that's the reason why he came out of the game. But overall for him, 11 carries, 57 yards, good game for him. I was really impressed, guys, with Trey Weisner. Showed a lot of burst, showed a lot of vision too, and acceleration through the hole when he did find it. He hit it really well. Jaden Blue, honestly, looks like he gained a little bit too much weight to me. The explosiveness is not as much as I thought it was last year. I could be completely wrong on that. That's just I would love your guys' opinion on that. But to me, it did. It seemed like he lost a little bit of acceleration with the weight he did put on. But again, that could just be he's taking it easy. It's Colorado State. I don't know. We'll have to see versus Michigan. He still had the shiftiness. It was more of the acceleration and the burst. But he definitely did have the shiftiness to my eyes. Comments? Yes. Thank you, Jackson, for putting my Twitter up there. I was tweeting out all day today for the first day of college football, so go follow me on X or Twitter. I appreciate that, Jackson. And again, hit that like button and subscribe. Check out the 10 a.m. Eastern Time Mark Rogers Show Monday through Friday. He's here Saturday night and Sunday morning as well. So go over there and subscribe to the Voice of College Football. And then if you want to listen to Texas, go on your favorite audio platform, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast, go over to it. Type in Voice of College Football Texas. I will be there for you as well. So I appreciate that, guys. Thank you for that. Texas beats Colorado State 52-0. Overall, just a fantastic game. It really was. Fantastic game. Texas does not allow Colorado State to reach past midfield until the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter when they turned the ball over on downs for Texas at the 38. Basically gave it to them at midfield, so thoroughly impressed. And honestly, guys, watching everyone else, I think Texas was probably the most impressive team versus this type of competition. Miami played Florida, so that was more impressive. But I'm talking about when Ohio State played Akron, that wasn't looking very promising to me, at least. Let's see what other games. I'm trying to think what other games I watched like that. I wouldn't say Penn State and West Virginia is like that. I think they're more even, obviously, than us. But we dominated this game. We really did. Colorado State, I think barely reached over 200 yards total. So overall, just a really good performance by Texas. Yeah, so Colorado State had 192 total yards, guys. That is phenomenal. 74 passing yards, 118 rushing yards, 11 first downs. Texas only had 3 penalties on the day. Texas did have 1 sack. Colorado State had 0. I thought they had 1, but according to Bleacher Report, it is 0. So overall, a fantastic performance by Texas. There's really not much else to say, guys. Like, it's Colorado State. We killed them. We did what we should have did. I was more impressed by the defense than the offense, but the offense was really good. Thank you guys for being here. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, except this Monday. This week, Tuesday, Thursday, Michigan channel. Debate simulcasted on Texas. If you're here on the Texas channel, you could call in. We can talk football. I will be able to take calls. I'm hoping to take calls from a couple Texas fans because if not, it's going to be Michigan all night long on Thursday. So please tune in for that. Like and subscribe. It will be simulcasted here. Again, guys, Texas wins this game 52-0. It was a great day to be a Longhorn. Hook 'em.